What is good, Counter-Strike fans? Welcome to the third episode of my HLTV fantasy. Today we'll take a look at the FNB Katowice 2025 group stage event. Before we get started, looking at the group stage event, the predictions, and taking a look at the players more in depth, I want to talk about my previous event, which I believe was the Playing Katowice event, and let's see how I did. This was the lineup that I decided to go with. I did leave a comment in the previous video where I said I was going to choose my second draft, which had Stanislav and Stav, over my favorite draft that had, I believe, was Snow and Major. Snow, unfortunately, he had a great first match. I think Payne actually did have a great first match against Virtus Pro. But unfortunately for them, they struggled in the next two matches, and probably Snow didn't come out that positive with many points. So I do think this draft overall was better than that one, and it was able to get me a top 6%. Unfortunately, just missing out on top 5, which got me 18 points. But I'll take the 15 points going towards my spring season standing. Like I said, the Dove Furia was a must-have, and then Woxic outperformed Santaris. Stanislav unfortunately didn't get to face Imperial Female, and if he did, I probably would have had a top 1%, honestly, with the way that Big was able to farm Imperial Female. So, I mean, I still take the Stanislav 9 points, but it could have been a lot higher, honestly. So I'm going to take a look at the best players just really quickly. And you can see big players were up here. I mean, they lost one game and they still made it up here. It was the Imperial Female game. So take a note for future events, which Imperial Female should play in, at least for the rest of the season, I believe. So if you see Imperial Female, probably pick players against them. I mean, you can see as well with Fallen and Kisarado doing quite well in this event. Gamer Legion, just in general, they're good, and they're one of my dark horses to make it. They went 2-0. And then Woxic, like I said, outperformed Santaris. So, yeah, so now we can take a look at our Katowice, but let's take a look at our predictions first. And this is my prediction for Group A. I have Eternal Fire, Vitality, and FaZe going through, with Vitality winning the whole group. I believe this is the group that is a little bit tougher to call. I believe there's 4 contenders that can make the playoffs with only 3 spots available, and those are G2, Eternal Fire, Vitality, and FaZe. I see all of them winning their opening matchups. I do believe Falcons and Eternal Fire will be the closest one out of both of them. And then these upper semifinals, I mean, all of them are tough. I mean, G2, Eternal Fire, we saw this matchup already. Eternal Fire won. And honestly, for Eternal Fire, they are to win. You know how I predict them to. They'll face all teams that they already faced this year, and they beat already. So it's an interesting way to look at it. So yeah, this is a 50-50, honestly. Would lean more towards Eternal Fire because G2 have snacks, and I don't know. I'm not really liking snacks calling for G2. Meanwhile, Eternal Fire have only lost one match in 2025, and it was against Spirit, and they were able to take a map off them. And other than that, they only lost one map and wins as well, and it was against G2. So, gonna have Eternal Fire making the upper final. Vitality FaZe, 2 teams with lots of firepower, but I'm gonna go with the team with with the better firepower, which would be Vitality. So I'm going with Vitality here, and I'm having Vitality beat Eternal Fire. Up down here, I have FaZe beating Falcons, G2 beating Big, and then FaZe beating G2. I just think Kerrigan it might be one of his final Katowice, and he's gonna want to make the playoffs at least one more time before maybe he retires. Probably not this year, but definitely in the next 2 to 3 years, I could see Kerrigan maybe stepping away from the IGL role. My underdog here, maybe if we wanted to take a look at him, would be Falcons. Maybe they cooked something up while they were waiting to play in Katowice. But I'm not sure. I think this event's a little too early for them. And then now we can take a look at our Group B. And I have Spirit and Mongols in the upper final, with Spirit winning the whole group, and then Navi in the lower finals. And then they're going to win the lower final bracket. And here, I would say there's 3 teams I think should make the playoffs. It would be Spirit, Mongols, and Navi. We haven't seen anything from Mongols this year, but the way they finished 2024 and the way they play as a team gives me a heroic bias when Cadian was IGL. It's just really good Counter-Strike, really good team Counter-Strike. So I think they could do it. I think they could get the upper finals and get one of the playoff spots, especially because their side of the bracket is not the strongest. Mouse has no IGL. Liquid has no IGL. And then Gamer Legion, they did really good, but I think they're still a little bit unproven. Spirit Navi, this is going to be a banger of a match. Navi might be the only team that could beat Spirit in their current form, but I don't think it'll be here. And I think Spirit win the whole group. Like I said, most of these are 50-50s. I think my underdogs and my dark horses for this would be like Astralis, Gamer Legion, and Liquid. I think all of them could make runs. Astralis look good. When they look good, they look really good. They have that Cadian heroic DNA in them. But are they going to be consistent enough? And they're going to basically get a guaranteed loss already, so they're already 0-1, so they have to basically go perfect the rest of the way. Gamer Legion get Mouse first game. Mouse no IGL, and they have a stand-in who's a Mouse NXT Academy player, and who only has four maps in total in 2024, and he did not perform good in them, so that's gonna be interesting. So Mouse is favored by the bookies, but I think Gamer Legion should win that one, especially in the form that they're on. And Liquid always have a chance with the firepower. I don't know, whenever Liquid face Navi, they always get a close game out of them, so that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, maybe Gamer Legion would be my favorite out of the 3 dark horses, but I don't know. Just only Spirit, Mongols, and Navi are the front runners for this group. Now we can take a look at our group stage event. So let's take a look at the most picked players real quickly. And you can see Chopper's number 1 with about like 40 something percent, like low 40s. And then Dunk in the mid 30s, low 40s as well. And then you can see a bunch of IGLs. So it is a Chopper and Dunk heavy event again. I mean, can you blame people for choosing Spirit, especially in the form that they're in? I don't think so. So now let's go team by team and players and just tell you who I like, who I don't like, and then maybe any differentials. So for Spirit, Chopper is must have, I think, for this event. At 193, he's gonna get carried by Dog. They should be, out of all the teams, in my opinion, the most guaranteed to make to the playoffs from both groups. So Chopper, definitely go with Chopper. And then I like Donk at 235. He's been getting 1.4s. And the difference between Donk and maybe like a Saiwu or a Monesi is that Dunk kinda has to go in and get like multi kills, and he has to entry frag basically for the team to have success, and he's really good at that. And he gets like quad kills, triple kills, aces a lot of the time, which is kind of scary, especially with Dunk. And he can just pop off and get 2.0 like rating maps, and it's super crazy the way he can just go create, the way that he can just pop off. So Dunk I'm interested in. I'm also interested in Shiro, but you know Shiro usually performs better in more playoffs events, especially against better teams. I would say he performs better against top 10, and Dunk performs better against like top 30. But Shiro at 223 is not bad, especially if you want to go a little bit more roll rounded, because Dunk kind of doesn't allow you to do that at that price. Something at 209, solid as well. He's getting a little bit up there in price, but I don't mind at 209. And then Magic's I just wouldn't touch. I think it's either chopper or you go up in price. G2, never go with snacks, like I said. Here I like Hunter. He did quite well. He actually did quite well against Spirit as well in that one match. Heavy got super consistent as well. Miles, he has all star rolls, so now he's to be super comfortable. And Mondesi I wouldn't go here. I think it's a little bit too expensive, but I don't mind if you really think G2 are the ones to pick from Group A, then go ahead. But yeah, don't go snacks at all. Navi, I don't mind Alexia 186. It's not the worst price, but I definitely like going. If you want to go double up, definitely go with these four. Again, JL now has become the cheapest one. I mean, he's been going on a downhill. His ratings have been downhill ever since the end of the year in 2024. But with Navi, usually I going with the two cheapest players, so JL and Waterfall would be my picks. Maybe pay up for Ime if you want it instead of JL and Wonderful. Bid is the most consistent out of all four of them, but at 217 it's a little much, so wouldn't go there. Vitality, I'm really liking Messi at 205. He's been super consistent with like this new, with Rob's coming in. You know, even at the end of last year, he was super consistent. In Chaos, he's the one consistency in the team, especially coming into this year as well. Apex at 185 is not bad either. Rob's at 210 might be the cheapest you'll see him, especially because I don't remember ever seeing Spinks being 210, so Rob's could be very interesting. Cybo 230, I wouldn't go there. If you want to, go ahead, but I think you just pay up for Dong, especially for this event. And Flames, he had 207, so interesting. He has the upside, but he hasn't shown it this year, especially with Messi kind of matching him, or not even matching him, outperforming him, honestly. But 207 is so tempting for Flame C, especially if he gets back to that 2024 form, which he's actually really consistent in. So I don't know what happened to start the year, but any of the 5 players are good. Probably my favorite would be Messi, though. FaZe, again, FaZe, all 5 are interesting. Maybe Frozen, I wouldn't go there. He didn't start the year that well, but he was super consistent last year. So it's like the same thing as Flame C. Like the two consistent part of their teams are the most inconsistent to start the year. Elish had a great first few matches. He was their best performer alongside Brokey. So maybe pay up a little bit more for Elish. Brokey I don't mind either. with the up. He starts off the years really strong and then fades off as the years goes. Rain 2-1 is not the worst either. He can pop off sometimes, but he's better in playoffs. Kerrigan 178. If you think Face make it 3-0, then yeah, sure. Mouse, again, wouldn't go here. Celix has only 4 maps in 2024, and they were all 4 of them were bad. So they're basically gonna be going into the server 4v5 without an IGL. Probably have written off this event until Spinks comes in, and they can definitely build around that. But I think you skip. Maybe if you want to go here, maybe Gem Hat, but would not go here. At Fire, again, my 3 favorites: Major, Centaurus, Woxic. Centaurus may be a little too expensive, especially with the caliber opponents and them not being guaranteed to make to the playoffs. But he always has that pop-up potential. Major 183 is one of my favorite IGLs. One of the cheapest prices. He has pop-up here and there. Like sometimes he goes gray or even green. And Woxic still being cheaper than Wacadia. We saw what he did in the play-in. So just go with Woxic. Maybe if you want to go Woxic with Wacadia, it's not bad either. Jota just wouldn't go here again. Mongols, they should be good. I like the most probably Messinho 204. Blizz has some good roles as the IGL. 910 has the up. Sensu at 215. He's their star player, but he disappears a little bit too often for me, so wouldn't go here 215. Techno's fine at 192, so they're interesting picks as well. If you want to go a little bit cheaper, just be careful because they could face Spirit, and Spirit might tank their ratings. Furia wouldn't go here. I mean, just no. I don't think so. I don't think Furia do that well, especially having to face Navi first game. It's gonna be tough. Liquid, one of my dark horses. JKS is a no-go. Nerds has the firepower, but at 216, it's a little too much, especially with no guarantee of then even winning a match in general. So, no with Nerds. If I had to go here, maybe like Twist and Ultimate are interesting. They've been performing well to start the year, so them two are the most interested in. Falcons, again, wouldn't go here, but if you have to, maybe like a Kickstand just to save some money. I don't know, maybe a little too early for them this time around. Astralis, another one of my dark horses. Katie at 178 is not bad. He's, I think, the second cheapest player in this event, so like 178 is not bad. He's not gonna give you, I don't think he's even got a positive map. I mean, in this like year or even last year, he might have, but it's just too far in between. He just doesn't look comfortable with the rifle. Other than that, maybe Stare at 186 is interesting. And Device been solid. Stab and Javi. Stabby, I don't know. Maybe Javi, just because he's cheaper. But yeah, maybe Katie and Stare only. Birds Pro, don't go here. They're not ready. 3 Max as well. They look good, but Vitality first matchup, and then they have a group where they're not even a dark horse to make it, so wouldn't go here. Big, no, as well. Gamer Legion is interesting. Resin Slen did really well. They're basically the 2 carries in this team, with PR kind of supporting them and getting good ratings as well. So they're interested. CTR and Tossin are good for the prices. So maybe Gamer Legion, if you think they can even get to the lower finals, then they might be worth it then. But we're gonna take a look at my team, and this is my current team right now. It has Chopper, Shiro, Techno, Flamesy, and Apex. I think this team has a little bit more upside than the second draft I'm going to show you. But, I mean, we're really banking on Flamesy finding his form. I might not even go with Eco-Friendly because he didn't even trigger this during Blast Bounty. I think he only got 1 kill with an SMG the whole event, so Eco-Friendly might not be the way to go here. Maybe it might be Entry Fragger. But yeah, we're basically hoping for Shiro to come close to Dunk somehow, and then Flamesy to wake up and, you know, turn on his monitor. And then just Techno, I think, basically hopefully getting to that upper final and then maybe checking him out against Spirit. But this is my first draft and my current draft. But I am waving back and forth between both of them, which is that one and then this one, which has Chopper, Dunk, Toss, and Robs and Apex. It still has basically the same Spirit, 2 Spirit and the 2 Vitality. But instead of Shiro has Dunk, and then instead of Flamesy has Robs, and then Toss in as my cheap enabler. And then with this one, I think this one's a little bit more safe. I think Tossin might just do good enough, and Game Legend might just do good enough to make it viable this way around. And maybe just Don can just farm like this group stages, and then hopefully in the playoffs we might have Chiro to go with Chiro, but I don't know, man. Dunk's just too strong right now, and it's kind of crazy how all his like rolls are basically activated like at a really high rate, and even all the boosters as well. And then yeah, with Robs, he actually has some good maps for Vitality to start the year. And yeah, I think this team kind of has a good floor. Tossin might bring you down a little bit, but with Donk and Robs, it should be fine. And especially with me thinking Vitality will make 3-0 and Spirit being 3-0, this might be a lineup I go with. So definitely will keep you updated in the comments down below. Like I said, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Let me know your teams, and hopefully I might have enough time to take a look at them, give you some input. But other than that, good luck and have fun.